Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game, and it's the review of West Ham United 2, Liverpool 1 in the FA Cup 4th round replay. West Ham are now through to play Blackburn in the 5th round at Ewood Park on the 21st of February. I'm going to do this in a completely different way to normal. Gonzo, what did you make of the winner?
Beautiful, blush and Bonner, lovely. I've got FA Cup fever. I'm suffering with FA Cup fever, but I don't want to cure. I've got my Dimitri Payet top on, and the Chinese can't even buy it for 50 million. Well, maybe they can, but there you go.
You might be wondering who's that in the corner. We've got a new guest, Tom. What a show to make your debut on. You've been telling us you were buzzing. Are you still buzzing?
Unbelievable. I mean, you can probably hear my voice. I've lost it. I mean, I'm jumping around, screaming and shouting. It's just unbelievable. Can't quite believe it.
Tom, is this one of the highlights of the season so far as a West Ham United fan? We've had lots of highs, we've had lots of wins at big grounds, but can you beat a last-minute winner in extra time, under the lights, in our last season at the Bowling Ground to set us up against a very winnable leg on the way to Wembley?
I think, we beat Liverpool, 3 times now this season, and it is special to beat them, but I think, like you said, it's the last season, the Bowling Ground for the FA Cup, 119th minute. I think with all the wins this season, you can't take away the special, nature of the FA Cup and what it means. It's just fantastic.
Well, there's lots of books coming out this season anyway about farewell bowling, but someone is writing a fairy tale for us right now anyway, and we're loving it. But let's talk about the first half, Tom. We did a halftime show, so if you haven't heard mine and Gonzo's views on the first half, just check out our channel and hit subscribe while you're there. But Tom, what did you make of the first half? It was quite poor, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I saw when Liverpool came out, they sat up with those 3 youngsters in midfield, and I honestly thought that we would dominate from the start. Kuyate's energy back, Noble and Obiang in there. I thought we would dominate, but again, it was another slow start for 15 minutes. Hit the post a couple of times and picked it back up, and a better end to the first half. But we're getting into these slow starts and not getting into our rhythm quickly, and it can affect us quite badly, as we saw the other day at Southampton.
Yeah, indeed it can. Now let's talk about Liverpool's goal. We don't want to be negative because we just had a fantastic win, but this show is to nitpick, unfortunately. Gonzo, what are the Wall doing? It can't continue, even if the Wall stands still, can't continue, or any player in the Whittle Bark couple literally get the ball up and over the wall that short distance.
Probably not, but I think a lot of it's instinct. They probably expect him to whack it. There's a sort of protection mechanism there as well. I think actually doing it's quite hard to stand in front of a ball when someone's going to fire it at you at 50 mile an hour or something like that. I'm not sure how much thought goes into it. I do think it's instinctive. It's a reaction, but come on.
But Gonzo, should you not be getting those players out the wall if they're going to jump out the way of the ball? Should they not be getting out the wall?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. We were filming this straight away afterwards for those that don't know, and I'm just absolutely elated at the result. So I'm very sorry. I'm quite tactically poor at the moment. But yes, you know what? It trickled through. Randolph was sort of stood there looking, and yeah, I mean, in hindsight, but I thought Coutinho did very well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, Reed went off injured, on came James Collins, and then Mr. Referee, where's the magnifying glass, because you're under the scope here. Tom, what did you make of the penalty that should have been that wasn't given? Stonewall penalty for you?
I think so. I mean, the ref for both sides, because it can't be biased, but I think for both sides he was quite poor tonight. And I mean, if he's not got the view on Ilori pulling him back, the lino's got to be up with the last line of the defence. So I've no idea how he's not seen it as well. I mean, refs may tend to think that Valencia is very, animated when he goes down. I don't know if that's a thing for refs because he has done it a few times this season. But if you pull someone back like that with a genuine goal-scoring opportunity, it's maybe even a sending off and definite penalty.
Tom, do you think it is a case of the boy who cried wolf, though?
I think so. He's done it enough times this season. The way he flops or stuff like that. Refs have got to think, no, that's not. He's done it too many times. I mean, he did it the other day at Southampton, although I think that was a bit of a penalty, but I don't know. I feel a bit hard done by because it does. We seem to, only get a few penalties a season, and who knows?
Yeah, I think you're right there because it feels like, Gonzo, does not feel like to you we've been discussing a penalty decision in the last 4 or 5 review shows we've done.
Yeah, I think it probably does, but I do think Valencia goes down too easily, and I've been the biggest advocate of that, and I've been the biggest critic of him. But having said that, that's where the free kick came from, right at the end. So You know, and to be fair, he really did make a meal of that. I thought, but he thought, oh my goodness, he's lucky to get that. He really did fall forwards. Was it Lucas? It was Lucas that pushed him, right?
It was Moses that went down, though.
Was Moses that went? Oh well, do you know? I don't know what's going on. I just can't believe it's. We're going to the FA Cup. We're going to the final. I don't care. It's absolutely meant to be. I know it's the way he would park in the next round, but. This is fate. Surely it's got to be fate. They were dropping like flies in the second half as well. Our players like Holby City out there. I couldn't believe it. I didn't think we'd finished with 11 men on the pitch.
Well, we almost didn't. Kouyaté went off injured. Joey O'Brien went off injured. On came Carroll and Moses. 1-1 full time. I think that was a fair result. It was a game of half chances. There wasn't any proper chances. Then there was a massive chance. Mr. Christian Benteke, who'd missed a few of the half chances, was 1-on-1. Tom, how good was Randolph tonight again?
You know what? I put a few notes down on my phone just in case to talk about. But you've got to give Darren Randolph credit. When he stepped in, he's been fantastic this season, whether it be when Adrian had the red card and during the FA Cup. I think that it's said in every game he's played this season, he's not conceded up until this point now. You know, he deserves a lot of credit tonight. We could have easily been scored on a few times, and he's pulled out some top saves.
Gonzo, do you think tonight's performance, along with his other performances, do you think he could be number one for Ireland at Euro 2016?
For Ireland?
Yes.
I think he could be number one for us the way he's playing. Never mind Ireland. I can't remember ever having two such good keepers. We've had some excellent keepers. A really good one. We've Hislop and James, Green, a lot of them, they've all been excellent keepers, and you could name many more as well. I think we've got a good history of having good keepers. To have two of that standard at the same time, I think we're very, very lucky. And I don't mind who he picks. I don't care who he picks, and it's a real luxury to be in that position.
Indeed it is. But let's talk about the man who set up the goal. Tom, what's been happening with Payet? The last couple of games he's been really quiet. Today he was really quiet again. Up until the goal, his set pieces were poor. The corners weren't clearing the first man. His free kicks weren't clearing the first man. Is it something wrong? Do you think he's just not fit, or what do you think's going on with Payet just now, Tom?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, he ran the show against Man City, and I don't know if he's tired. I honestly thought this evening that Bilic would give him a little bit of a rest. I didn't honestly think that he would start him, but he was very sloppy. Set piece wise, like you said, he wasn't beating the first man at corners. His passing at times was just a bit way off. I don't know. I'd be tempted to let him, give him a rest for Norwich. I think you'll see a few players rested for Norwich at the weekend, but I don't know. He just maybe a couple of off games. I mean, some of the best players do have off games now and again, but I don't think it's too much to worry about. Maybe it's the contract talks that are in the back of his mind. I don't know, but I don't think we should be too concerned overall about it because he came through when it mattered most, and that's what great players do.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Gonzo. He did have a quiet game. He was poor, but like the pundit said, the only thing they did say that made sense for West Ham was Payet took his time over that free kick compared to normal. He placed it down, he took his time, he knew where he wanted to put it. He used Carroll as a decoy almost. The easy option is aim for Carroll. He knew Andy Carroll was going to the front post, so he thought, I'm going to stick this to the back post and let Liverpool flies to a light bulb, I suppose, go for Carroll. Is that the difference between good player, and I don't want to say world class, but top player?
Well, I think you can say world class. Well, I'll certainly say world class. I think he is. And when you've got that level of ability, you can do that sort of thing. In answer to your previous question directly about Payet, I think he's suffering from being the only guy in the team that can really create. There's so much onus on him. There's so much pressure on him to do that bit of sparkle, that bit of magic. And I really do think. I think you'll see him liberated when Lanzini comes back. And it's like I said in the half-time show, there was a point in the first half, they had 3 men marking him. And whilst we've all seen him jink and nutmeg and pirouette and beat one player after another on occasions, it's a hell of an arse to beat 3 guys all the time to then open something up. So I think the class is there, the old cliche, the class is permanent, and he did. You're right, he took his time, he shaped that ball over, and they were struggling with Carroll as well, but on Bonner, and it was like a phoenix, absolutely fantastic.
I think everybody celebrated before it hit the net, to be honest. I think you just knew it was going in. As soon as Ogbonna met that ball, you just knew where it was going. Tom, let's talk about the man in the middle very, very briefly. I don't want to go into too much detail. I actually thought he didn't have the best game. I thought it was a very difficult game for him to referee. Both teams were at it, nudging, diving, squiggling away. Is that what we love about the FA Cup, though, Tom? Do you think it was difficult for Roger East out there tonight?
I think so. I mean, anytime you've got a big presence like Carroll, there's going to be nudges in the back. Sort of Benteke on the other side, he's going to be getting nudges as well. Like you said, it's a very difficult game to referee because I think there's such, like you said, there's such a passion about it. The fact that it's Liverpool, at times there were some questionable decisions, yeah. But I mean, overall, it wasn't one of the worst refereeing displays we've seen this season. But yeah, I mean, he can look back and say there's a few decisions he got wrong, but like I said, you expect it. When you've got big guys, you expect the pushing and shoving, and I guess he did it, tried to let it swing both ways as best as he could.
Gonzo, went to extra time. We've won, obviously. Going into the weekend, is it a good thing because it gives us the confidence lift, or is it a bad thing because Alex Neil must right now be rubbing his hands thinking they've just had 120 minutes tonight?
Yeah, I think the Norwich manager will be thinking about that. I think it just puts us on such a high, and I think we'll take that in. I think Tom's right. I think we'll probably rest a few, and I think we should rest a few because I think I don't think we're getting top four. You know that. I've said that. I think we're a little bit short of that, and I think the striker situation will probably stop that from happening. So you know what, 8th, 7th, 6th. It's all fantastic. I think the cup has to be our priority. So if we have to go there and our defence is good, by the way, and we grind out a bore draw and pick up a point at Norwich for the sake of getting through in the cup, then I'll happily accept that. And in regard to your keeper, he should have sent that bug Flanagan off twice. I think he was a disgrace, that fella.
Well, let us know what you think at home. Do you agree with Gonzo there? Pulling up Flanagan for that. Do you agree with any of us or our opinions? Let us know here on YouTube or come on to our West Ham fans forum, hammerschat.boards.net. Now, we're playing Norwich at the weekend. We'll be back tomorrow night with our preview for it. Any team news will be on claretandhugh.info. You'll find out Lanzini and Sacco will be back because we're talking about changes. There could be 2 changes we'll be making along with Alex Song. We'll find out if Kayate will make the game or not as well. Tom, thank you very much for your debut. Do you think FA Cup is our priority?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe if Man City win in the Capital One Cup final, does that, because they've obviously got Champions League place, it pushes European football back to 6th. So I think it does. I'm pretty sure, but it has to be. To the last season at Upton Park, the Bowling Ground, it would be an absolute fairy tale, and I think I could care less where we finish in the league between maybe 5th and 8th, but that FA Cup, you've got to bring it home. It's got to be this season, and I think that all of us at West Ham think that it could be that fairy tale and it could actually happen.
Well, before you just get the big question, Gonzo, what's your thoughts?
I'm just absolutely delighted, stunned. What a great! It was a great game as well. Again, a horrible cliche, good game for neutrals. I think it was. If you'd tuned into BT tonight, then you'd have been happy with that evening's entertainment. It was end-to-end stuff, and how many missed chances there were, particularly by Benteke. It was excellent. But we came through. Our defence got us through again. I said at half time we weren't going to concede 2 goals. We didn't, and we got the winner. And all power to Bilic and the fellas. We're doing ever so well with quite a big injury crisis to deal with all season. From me, the big question, if you're just about to ask, Antonio, he's done so well. It's been a snip. We thought 7 million might be overpriced. Looks a snip. He's a great player.
Is there any other players that impressed you tonight, though, Gozo? I think it was easy to pick Antonio as your man of match, but is there any others that you thought, you were talking about resting players for Norwich, but the weekend after, are you thinking there's 1 or 2 players that maybe saying, Bilic, you can't drop me, mate?
Well, yeah, I do, because I tell you what, it was a great time. I was watching the game. I was following the match thread on the forum there, and I thought Ogbonna was playing really well. He did 2 vital interceptions before he rose and did that. Obiang, I thought again, he never does anything wrong when he comes on. Obiang, he's really good in that centre. And bearing in mind the conditions were bad at Southampton, you know that. But bearing in mind how Song played at Southampton, I think Obiang will certainly be putting his hand up and saying, look, put me in that in the midfield. Noble again, he's in a good streak of form. Noble was that unlucky not to score a goal. So yeah, lots of good performances.
I've just got
Tom, what's your thoughts?
Completely agree. Two things that get me every single week. The start of the season, Moses did look, he looked interested in the first couple of games. The last few weeks, when he comes on, he does not look interested in the slightest. And Antonio, time after time, he gives that spark and that energy that we need. And Song is another one, for the wages that guy's on, he's sloppy at times, and he has the ability to be a great player, but Obiang, I think every time he comes on, he puts a shift in, and I like him. I think that, I don't think we should renew Song's contract next year, and I don't think we should keep Moses either. I think we've got a great player in the future for Antonio, and I think Obiang as well, who's still only young, don't forget. I think next season they'll feature a lot more than they have this season, but I'm excited for the two of them. Honestly, I couldn't agree more.
Brilliant. Who was your man of match, Tom?
It's a tough one. I mean, the defence, like Ogbonna put a big shift in. Obviously, he scored the winner, and he did make some brilliant interceptions. And Antonio as well. I think it'd be a toss-up between the two of them. But based on the goal and the interception, I'm probably going to have to go with Ogbonna.
Well, there you go. Two different man of matches. Maybe a third was my man of match, Randolph. Remember to hit the subscribe button, come read the match report on partyhue.info. Join me, your West Ham fans at hammerschat.board.net. We've been Hammers Chat. Gonzo, Tom on his debut. I've been Geo. Thank you very much for watching and join us for the Norwich preview.